Alright, I'm gonna do a little chapter review for Black Clover, chapter 321, called Excuses. So on the first page, we have Seke talking to himself, trying to understand why he's in this situation. He's saying, why is happening to me? It's all the king's fault. This is literally hell. A legendary demon, a huge horde of monsters, this gigantic mass of more monsters, and then finally the king of monsters, who just took out all the captains by himself. And then Seki is saying, "This is it. I'm dead. There's no way we'll beat that thing." So I just find it funny because they're like, I don't know how Seki always gets himself in these type of situations. Like throughout all the Black Clover story, he still seems to be relevant. Like near the beginning, he was the first opponent that that showed the Magic Knights what Asa is made of. Then he made another appearance in the black market. Then he showed up in the Royal Knights exam. Then he actually coincidentally saved the king, and now he's here in the front lines with the Demon King Lucifero, about to get squashed. And so the next page, we go from Seke saying, and yet they're fighting it. How? And we have Yuno here, protecting Asa and Mimosa with his star magic. And then we have, of course, Lucifero, ticked off as all hell because all he's trying to do is to go ahead and kill Asa. But of course, all of these people just interrupting him is really getting on his nerves. I mean, like this man over here just trying to vibe, like he just got out from hell, and then he just get bombarded with attacks. I mean, it is reasonable. He is the king of devils, but still. After all that, piece of his horn get cut off by Asta, and then he can't even finish Asta because there's so many people interrupting him. And so Lucifero blitzed to saying, "Give that brat to me." About to give him the meanest smack, and then magic conjunction comes in so clutch and just teleports. It simultaneously teleports Asa and Mimosa out the way to Seke, and also teleports behind Lucifero at the same time. So they got me wondering, like, did he teleport? I'm trying to figure this out. Did he teleport the stars? Cause Seke was literally pinned to the ground, so there was no star near him until Mimosa and Asa got there with the star. So did teleport the star to Seke, or was there a star nearby? Because I thought conjunction only works by teleporting the person to a different star. But it seemed like the star was just either teleported or it's just moved really fast to Seke. I don't know. Because like I said, like Seke was pinned until Asa and Mimosa got there. So I'm assuming that maybe the maybe the star got moved. But I don't know. But like I said, at the same time, while he teleported Asa and Mimosa out the way, he also teleported himself behind Lucifero, which gave him an opening to strike. And so, you spirit dive and struck Lucifer in the back, but it did no damage at all. And so, it's saying I made contact, but I can't cut him. This isn't even like it was with Xenon. It's a sheer, simple, overwhelming difference in magic power. And I find that crazy that the only way, even, I want to say, caught Lucifer off guard is because of conjunction. Because I don't think any way, would have been able to really, I wouldn't even call it blitz, like, just surprise Lucifer like that. Like, I think that's the only, technically speaking, the only speed feat, has against Lucifero is the teleportation conjunction. Because I really don't think, we'll be able to get behind him with just his base speed with wind magic. So yeah, that star magic really do come in clutch. And so while Yuno's blade rests on Lucifero's back, not being able to do any damage, Lucifero looks behind him, staring straight into Yuno. And while that happened, Mariona comes on, or goes to Lucifero's other side, to his blind spot, and strikes him with another flame punch. which gives a chance to gain distance and to retreat from Lucifero. And so Lucifero had mentioned that Meliona's magic keeps growing, which is crazy because Meliona did said that when she's in that form, her magic power keeps growing. I thought I think it's just pretty much insane because it's like I wonder how long will it take for her to actually to be able to do any type of damage to him. Like, will it take like I don't know, like let's say she's fighting for like a whole hour. Like, will it take an hour for her magic power to grow or to increase to where she can actually deal damage to Lucifero? If that's the case, then I mean, like, shit. All they need to do is just like have her in that form and just have her like somewhere just power it up, until she's all the way powered up. But of course, Miliona isn't the type of person to just like to be waiting. She's out there in the fight and whatnot. And so Lucifero knocks her back, and then Miliona telling glad to see you on the battlefield, kid number two. And then Mary Leona, and teams up fighting Lucifero. And also I forgot to mention that if Lucifero did get hit or sort of kind of hit by Meliona and mentioned about her magic power increasing, the second devil was also, I guess, surprise. Because, like, when you think about it, Meliona got to Lucifero with, no star magic helping her with the gravity. She got there by herself, which means that I'm assuming at this point she can resist the gravity pressure just by her magic power at this point. That's what I'm assuming. I mean, but now that she's near, of course, the gravity pressure isn't really doing anything now. But I'm saying, like, before then, I'm assuming that she's stronger now to where she can withstand it. Went to the next page, and Meliona goes into the fight, fighting Lucifero. And then, we have Seke realizing that he can move because of, star magic. And then Seke is just questioning how it's this strong when they both joined the Match of Knights at the same time. Seki is saying, but we joined up at the same time. What is he? The four-leaf Grimoire and another one. I heard he was a Spade Kingdom Prince or something. So he was just born different. That's all. Yeah. And that's funny because Seki literally saying that, it's literally a different breed. He was just born different. And of course, Seki goes to his usual self, his usually flirtatious self, trying to flirt with Mimosa, saying, I should just build with this royal cutie. And then Seke saying, let's leave this to them and go. I, Seke, have been acknowledged by his majesty, the king. I'll protect you. So, and of course, Seke is just now realizing that Mimosa is really ain't hearing none of that. She's trying to help Asta to recover him so, he doesn't die from just getting beat into a pummel in the last chapter. And so Seki is saying, no, what are you doing? Is she stupid? The monster's gonna notice us. Treating that guy can wait, so let's hurry and get out of here. Then Mimosa interrupts Seki saying, could you be quiet for a minute? Because Mimosa's trying to focus. And so Mimosa in her head saying what she actually thinks, saying, I really rather run away with Asa right this minute, but that isn't what Asa wants. What he wants is, and then Seki saying, what is this guy anyway? What's with him? What's the deal with Asta? So Seki, I guess after all this time, Seki is now trying to understand what makes Asta so special. Not like in terms of like, oh, he was chosen, but like terms of what what um what makes him different from me. Like, what is it that he's doing that I didn't do? And so Seki starts reminiscing. I wouldn't say reminiscing, but he starts thinking about his past, saying, back home, I was top dog. And then we have random villager A and B saying, you're awesome, Seki. I'm staying here. I'll take over my family business. Other person saying, I'm going to make my girlfriend happy. Seki saying, you morons, don't compare your sorry lives to mine. And then Seki saying, in his past, it was him. It was this guy's fault, Asa's fault. Which, is an excuse, which calls back to the chapter title, Excuses. And Seki saying, if only I never met him. And then while in the flashback, we get a bit of go a bit forward into the flashback to when Seki was trying out for the Royal Magic Knights exam. And I find it interesting. Seki says here, why do I have to be in the Royal Knight selection exam? Which, uh, which to me tells me that he didn't want to go voluntarily. Either Jack made him go, or maybe he got drafted by Miliona, which I highly doubt because he wasn't even in the Hot Springs training arc. So I don't know. So maybe Jack wanted Seki to go. That's what I'm assuming. So yeah. And then we have Asa interacting with Seke saying, "Hey, it's hard. I mean Seke." And then Asa said, "I see. I thought you were a jerk, but you got tough and made it this far too. Let's both give it our best today." And I guess that Seke is realizing that realizing kind of how the rift happened, how he never tried to be at his best. And so we go back to Mimosa healing Asta, or at least trying to. Mimosa saying, "I don't have enough magic. The recovery isn't working the way it should." And so her flower armor healing spell starts breaking apart. She said, "The spell came undone. He's nowhere near recovered." And Mimosa saying no. And excuse me. I find this crazy because like it do make sense. Because Mimosa did just use her ultimate healing spell. But that begs the another question. So does this mean that after Mimosa used her ultimate healing spell, does that mean she can't really heal like the whole day? Because we know after this ultimate healing spell, the first time on Gaja, Charlotte, and Real, I'm assuming she healed Lingris and Finral. And so I guess it's safe to say that we can treat Mimosa's limit to Asta's pre-time scale. To where Asta couldn't go into black mode to like once or twice a day. So I guess Mimosa can't really heal a lot of people after she used the ultimate spell. Because we see that her spell is literally breaking apart. So on the next page, after Mimosa couldn't successfully heal Asta, Asta gets up out of nowhere saying thanks Mimosa. Battered, bloody, and bruised, heading straight towards the fight. So Mimosa trying to stop Asta because Mimosa barely did anything to help Asa. Mimosa saying, "Asa, you really aren't in any shape to fight." And then, boom, uh, a battle collision happened, in front of them. The results of, Mariana and Lucifer fighting. And Asa, I guess Asa really is out of the zone in terms of listening to anybody. Because I guess he didn't hear Mimosa at all. Asa just saying, "Just wait a minute." And then Mimosa realizing saying, "Oh, I can't get through him." Right now, where driving Asa is, and Mimosa trying to read Asa saying, "I'm begging you, please don't die." And then we have Seke saying, "Whoa, no, hey, come on. I don't get it. What's the point? You're still completely thrashed. What do you think you can do like that? All the captains were not that guy once, and they couldn't win. And you're just a peasant with zero magic. Like, it's gonna matter if you're there or not." And then Seke saying in his head, "You're nothing. You're just..." And then in the next panel, we get Seke realizing, what happened, what went wrong. And what went wrong with Seke was all the excuses he made after losing to Asta in the beginning. Seke saying, "Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I had all this time. Why didn't I try to get stronger like you?" And so I kind of like this because this is a little bit of a character moment, a character progression for Seke. Like, I get it. People think that Seki is a comic character, a guy character. I mean, he kind of is. He really hasn't did anything that is character development worthy. He's just there just for I wouldn't even say comic relief because people really don't like Seki like that. But I do like that Seki actually admits that he really didn't do nothing this entire series. He wasted his talent or what little talent he has, and he actually realizing that he made excuses for himself, blaming it on Asa. And now he's realizing that it was really himself, just not really doing anything about it. And so we have Asa walking towards the fight, getting scratched. I'm assuming Meliodas also scratched or damaged. And then we have Asa in the last panel saying, "I'm on my way," or "I'm on my way." And we had Asa just, like I said, battered and bruised. Like this man, it's look like he's barely hanging on. It's like when he was fighting against Dante or Fiyami. I really like this chapter. I would give it like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. I really like how we get Seki's little bit of development. I really like the badass panel, the last one of Asta heading towards the fight, heavily damaged. I like how Asta is subconscious, but I don't know about Leave. You can see Leave over his shoulder, just hanging. And well, with the panel for that, we see a bit of the anti-magic power rolling off of Asta, on his arm and on his shoulder. Excuse me. So it seems like that either Leave is still conscious or Asta is just forcing the power out through Leave. So that is interesting. I hope in the next chapter, I really don't know what we're going to get in the next chapter. Either we get Asta sacrificing himself so the others can escape, or maybe another random power up. I really don't think it's going to be option B, just because of the fact that it seems like Tabata wants this fight to end with no type of like progression for the protagonist. Like Tabata don't want it to be like, oh, I'm gonna give him another boost and then I'm gonna end it. I think it's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna just end it here, and then that's gonna be that for this arc. But I don't know, cause like I'm thinking like, cause I don't know if he can do what Xenon did. Like what Xenon did is he asked for a devil's heart by giving up his entire body, and I'm assuming soul. And so, Xenon had a complete makeover and a high power boost. I don't know if Asta can do the same because A, Leave has no magic power, and B, Leave seems unconscious. Like, I'm trying to understand what would be the boost for Asta if he had a devil's heart. Because we see in Double Union, it doesn't seem like that he has a double heart, but more like he fused with Leave. Because as we see in the characteristics of having a devil's heart, a devil has black eyes and pointy ears. Asa has none of that, but he do have fangs. He do have sharp teeth. So I don't know if Asa would even consider that having a devil's heart. Because he already has the arm of a devil. He made that bargain. So I'm not really sure. I'm just not really sure what Asa gonna do in this chapter. Cause like, if he can't go into Double Union, if he can't go into Black Asa, then he's kinda a hindrance to the fight. Not unless, like I said, he sacrificed himself. Cause basically, Lucifero's main target is Asa. So if Asa makes a bargain with Lucifero, saying like, hey, you can just kill me and let the others, just leave. So maybe that'll happen. I don't know. I'm kind of excited for the next chapter. I can't wait. So that's it. See ya. All right, I'm gonna do a little chapter review for Black Clover, chapter 321, called Excuses. So on the first page, we have Seke talking to himself, trying to understand why he's in this situation.